A warning tonight from Israel's prime minister not to fall into what he calls Iran's trap. Benjamin Netanyahu is in Ottawa meeting with the prime minister before he heads to Washington. Israel's tough talk on Iran is top of the agenda. There are fears Israel could launch a preemptive strike. And today, Stephen Harper, a staunch ally of Israel, was asked if Canada would support it. Mike Armstrong reports.
This is the Israeli PM's second trip to Ottawa in 3 years, and it's been called a thank you for Canada's staunch support. That said, Benjamin Netanyahu came looking for more.
Everyone in Israel appreciates the depth of your personal friendship.
At no point did either leader talk about preemptive strikes publicly, but Netanyahu from the first moments made it clear his main issue is that Iran not be allowed to develop nuclear weapons.
Like any sovereign country, we reserve the right to defend ourselves against a country that calls and works for our destruction.
Netanyahu says Iran deceives and delays while relentlessly pursuing nuclear weapons. The international community, without strong action to dissuade Iran, is falling into a dangerous trap.
Hang gays, they stone women. This is what they're doing today without nuclear weapons. And imagine what a regime like this would do if they had atomic weapons. I think it would be a hinge of history.
Now, Washington is the next stage of Netanyahu's trip, and the speculation has been the Ottawa stop is to gather support for a preemptive strike against Iran. The U.S. president is clearly against the idea, calling it, in an interview released today, unacceptable. Prime Minister Harper today was asked point blank for his opinion.
We, of course, recognize the right of Israel to defend itself as a sovereign state, as a Jewish state. That said, we want to see a peaceful resolution of this issue.
Now, that diplomatic answer is not a categorical no. He didn't rule it out, and it's likely enough for Netanyahu, says this observer.
Even if it's a qualified yes, but he could interpret that as a go-ahead from Mr. Harper.
Canada is one of Israel's biggest allies, but it's not a major player in the Middle East. The U.S. will be the voice that matters. Mike Armstrong, Global News, Ottawa.